Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're out at the farm. We got lots going on, so I just thought I'd recap it. We're putting bales away. Frank's cutting hay. Jared's hauling water. We're gonna plant cover crop and put fertilizer on today and finish baling straw. But today's video, kind of a repeat of last year. We've got Paul here from Acres Unlimited, and he's spraying fungicide on the corn. And I'm going to hop in with him here in a minute, and he'll tell you a little more about it. We think this fungicide works. Like in the wheat, it really paid. And sometimes you got to throw the groceries at it if you're gonna get top yield. So Paul will he'll tell you a little more when we get in the sprayer. I think he's running about 120-foot boom. Got a John Deere sprayer. I think it was new last year. He'll tell us more about it. We did a video on Paul last year, and if you want to go back and check on that, and maybe you can compare last year's story to this year's. Yeah, I'm in the sprayer now with Paul, and he's going to tell us about fungicides and why he does what he does and why people hire him to do what he does. Isn't that what it's all about, Paul?
That's right, Dennis.
And you'll remember Paul from last year, if you go back and look at the video.
Yeah, so nice to be back on the channel again. Today's all about fungicides. This week's all about fungicides. We just took the weed off just the last week. It's been challenging with the weather, but regardless, I did some plots on a number of products this year. And the fungicides paid big time, long and short of it. We found anywhere from 10 to 20 bushels in a yield boost and quality boost from fungicides on wheat this year. And we think that's because of the wet weather and just some of the challenges that the crop has had this year, the growing season. So, as you can see in the cornfield here now, it's had its challenges in wet weather as well, and the fungicide we're putting down today on corn is for two things. It's to bump the yield and to increase the potential quality of the crop. So that's what we're doing right now. It's at the right timing when it's in tassel. The silks are out for prior to pollination, and by putting this product down, it will inhibit some of the infection that may occur from this wet weather. And at the same time, we're obviously spraying the leaves on the canopy, and that's to protect against leaf diseases. And the plant will stay green longer and potentially pack on some more yield.
So what product are you using here today?
Today we're doing Syngenta's product, Ravis Neo. I could probably show you on here actually. Here, Ravis Neo. And yeah, it's been a common product this year just because it does have basically two different modes of or I guess there's more modes of action now than ever. It's doing quality and yield. It's got the basically compounded product that does everything you need in one shot. So it's definitely a preferred product of choice by growers and even by ourselves this year. We'll see what these results are on fall.
So one thing I did notice last year, I harvest all our corn, and every field I was in that you sprayed, I could not find where you got off the row. So do you have row finders, or how do you steer it?
I do, but to be honest, I've been mostly hand steering, and that's simply because I used that float trailer you might have seen on the channel last year. and I have to take the paddles on and off all the time, bolting and unbolting. So I just prefer to honestly hand steer, just because I feel be more in control of not running over corn. That's the most important part of it.
So by having somebody riding in the jump seat with you, that really helps, don't
Yeah,
it?
that's you'll remember these passes in the combine.
What we've got on the end here, they cleaned this ditch out, and we got some drainage issues that need addressed, and that is typical of what the water damage is doing this year. Other years you wouldn't see that, but there's still water laying in that on that headland. There's a lot of water damage.
Do you know the total rainfall that you got in this area?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I could look it up on Field View, I think. One thing, corn will take the wet weather better than the vegetable crops. In Dover Township, the vegetables really took a big hit.
I agree. From all the crops I've seen, corn seems to be the best potential looking crop right now, just because it took that water pretty well.
I noticed even today coming out a few bean fields where yellow spots were starting to appear from just too much rain.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been lucky up. We're north of Dresden, and we haven't got the rain that Chatham Township's got, or even Chatham's got.
I think so. It seems like just Dresden and a little bit south, there's a lot more water that was showing there. We'll get a nice little drive-by of your coverall here that you did.
There's lots going on the farm today. And well, I just wanted to jump in and hear a little bit about fungicides. Especially, I was really interested in wheat, because there's lots of people that don't put fungicide on their wheat, and this year it paid big time, not only in yield but also in quality.
That's the key thing on fungicides. You're getting two things there. Yield and quality are both very important things, of course, when you bring it into the elevator.
I was talking with Craig this morning, and they're starting to downgrade wheat at the terminal. So some of the later fields are maybe some of the ones that weren't sprayed.
Yeah.
How wide is the boom?
120 feet on this sprayer.
Damn. Big thing with a big boom, you tramp a lot less corn.
Yeah. It's amazing after doing so many rounds in a day how many rounds you save just on having that extra width on your boom. Same with wheat, of course. And that's why I get a lot of custom work done, because 120 is it's a larger size boom than most sprayers out there, so you can get a lot done and there's less damage, so there's more benefits other than the cost of it. It's definitely the way to go. Should probably also mention that the reason for a lot more work during corn fungicide season is the high clearance portion. There's a lot of nice sized large sprayers out there, 120 foot boom, but to have the extra lift kit on is absolutely critical in this tall corn to keep the pollen out of the rad and just keep everything clean.
Yeah, we have a rogator, but there's no way it'll work in this. Plus, we're so busy this time of year.
That too, yeah.
You know the cost of the fungicide?
I know roughly, but I probably shouldn't say a specific number. I know in wheat it was anywhere from about $30 to $34 an acre, Chem Plus application.
For 2 applications or
No,
one?
For one application. Sorry, so 32 I believe is for the chemical itself, and then I charge $11 an acre to apply it. So you can pencil that out. So you're counting the bushels obviously in return. I calculated an average return on fungicides to be around $100 per acre net return. So that's after your cost into it. So it just paid very well this year.
That's pretty good. Well, anyway, I'm gonna hop out.
Yep.
Nice to see you again, Paul.
Hey, nice chatting with you, Dennis. See you again.
I'll be back next year. Oh, I got my shower getting out of there. That corn is wet. Anyway, I want to thank Paul for taking the time to explain a little bit about fungicides. And hey, if you're interested, give him a call. He's got the machine and does a really good job. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video.